Hello everybody. Okay, we've got the Arcane Afterglow, third and final act. So this is talking about Season 2, Episodes 7, 8 and 9. Ready? Without any further ado, you know what this is by this point. Let's just get straight into it and see what they have to say about maybe a certain scene, if you know what I mean. And I want to hear what they say about Episode 7 as well. I wonder if they go into depth about that or if they focus more on the finale. Not sure. But as we're here, let's go. This stuff, sound is good. Notifications are off. Not going to get any Discord pings. Lovely. Here we go.
Shot with the arrows. That one hurt because he was such a...
He's a good guy.
A hunk of a man, bro.
Spoiler alert, we're about to break down the final episodes of Arcane with the cast and creators. This is the Arcane Afterglow.
Hey! Alright guys, welcome back to the next episode of the Afterglow. Woo! I'm with Alex here.
Oh, Alex is there.
The producers have given us a list of questions on these cards. We're going to do our best to answer them. Is everyone ready?
I'm so ready, I'm so ready, I'm so ready.
Always with you, sis.
Vi has been through so much.
Indeed.
She lost the two most important people in her life. The last we see of her, she is with Caitlyn. Is Vi really still in the fight?
Wow, big question.
Caitlyn asks her in the end, like, are you still in this fight? And Vi's like,
I am the dirt under your nails, Cupcake.
Okay, well then yes, the answer is yes. You're not getting rid of her.
Nothing's gonna clean me out.
She said what she said.
You heard her.
Oh, don't tell me they move on. Oh, see, this is, like I said before with these Afterglow interviews, I just wish they weren't so... They've obviously cut them together like this just for retention and to kind of keep things interesting. I want to just hear them, let them talk, you know? But anyway, all right, let's keep it moving, let's keep it moving. Don't show me this bit again. Oh. See, I like the music like this is good.
Now, is Jinx actually dead?
Oh.
We don't know.
who knows?
Ella. Oh, come on, Ella. Ella, look at her.
We don't know.
Who knows?
You might.
All right,
We're gonna
okay.
leave that open to interpretation.
We finished this too.
Okay, so she's alive. I mean, you can just see the pink shimmer. Hang on. That. Cool tunes. Yeah. Look. That's her. And I think the yellow, some people saying the yellow is Warwick. I don't think so. I think that is from the explosion. But that's not. Can't be. She's alive.
Now, is Jinx
I just want to see this
actually
again.
dead?
Just watch, Ella, watch.
We don't know.
Who knows?
You might.
Actually, watch Hayley as well. She looks to like the side.
We don't know.
Who knows?
You might.
We're gonna leave.
Christian, hang on, I've got to look at Christian as well.
We don't know.
Who knows?
You might.
We're gonna leave that
Okay.
open to interpretation.
Yeah, okay, I see.
We finished this
I
together.
love this bit.
But what about Jason Victor though? What's going on with them? Are they all right?
They are right now. I would say they have, unfortunately, disintegrated. They decide that they will face the consequences of Victor's glorious evolution together. That is unfortunately their end as well.
Okay, well, why was I sent to that?
Their end as well. Their end as well, you catch that?
Victor's glorious evolution together. That is unfortunately their end as well.
As well, but it's like he's lying through his teeth. I don't buy it, I think she's alive.
Okay, well, why was I sent to that reality, really? What was the lesson for Echo? What was the anomaly trying to teach him?
Echo is aware of the fact his own idealism is gone in a way. It feels like he's betrayed himself.
Boy, one of those days, huh?
The cost of all the loss just has started, and he does not think that it's conceivable for him to actually be who he was, truthfully.
I have people back home who need me. We don't belong here.
Okay, Echo's mission has
Oh, I really love Echo. Echo was a character if I'm honest with you, I never warmed to Echo that much in the beginning, and I don't know why, but as the show went on, I really, really adore that character, and I would love to see more of Echo, just because I think he was a very interesting representation of a Zornite character that didn't... Like, for example, if you think of the kids, right, so you got Vi, Powder, Echo, and then you got Milo and Clagger. Now, obviously, Milo and Clagger are gone, but Vi grew up to become who she was. Powder grew up to become Jinx and who she became. Echo stayed actually a constant. He went through loss, he went through pain, he went through the emotional torture that others did too, but he remains that constant by, you know, becoming the Firefly. He experiences loss, but he keeps going. He's a very resilient character, and I really like that about Echo. I really do.
People back home who need me. We don't belong here.
Okay, Echo's mission has always been to help the people of Zon, and he literally bent time to do it. So what is his mission now?
I mean, the people are always going to need something. You have to rebuild. First, acknowledge what happened, acknowledge the difference that was in the past before all of this went down. No matter what happened in the past.
He is Echo as well. It's like looking at Echo.
But I think the mission remains the same. We fight on another day to build a better society.
Yeah, especially also what he's seen and what could have been, what should have been, you might argue. Carrying forward that positive vision of Zon, I think now there's like a new possibility also in rebuilding and coming out of this.
The most realistic.
That's what I was going to say as well, where he's been in, for us, episode 7, right? He's seen that alternative option. So for him, he's almost got now the blueprint to possibly bring some elements of that to what he can now do. Because that you sensed a massive change after the war with Ambessa's Noxian army, right? There is going to be, I think, more of an alliance between Piltover and Zorn, because we've got the hint of that with Savika now being in the council room. So I think Echo's got a good... Although, is he going to stay there? Is he going to go after Jinx? Yeah, because she's alive.
Future for Zon is one where it must reforge its identity.
Maybe there can just be a better version of these twin cities.
You know.
Look who it is. The boy savior.
I love this fight scene.
It's alluded to in season 1, episode 5. Echo's gonna be the boy savior. Did you think that Echo would wind up playing this big of a role in saving the world?
I never saw it coming, actually. Like, I just thought the boy savior was like a cute little gag between Echo and Jinx. I mean, it makes sense. Like, Echo has such redeemable qualities about himself and about his own personal mission. It's not enough to give people what they need to survive. You have to give them what they need to live. He could possibly be the only person to build his will up enough, like we saw in that last moment when he had to, like, make the decision, turn the time up, even though he knew it could be adverse consequences. The limit is 4 seconds. What were the indicators? That's just the heart of Echo. Like, whether or not it ends up well, it means well, and that's all that he cares about. Never saw it coming, but I was happy to see it.
See, I didn't know anything about, I've mentioned this before, but like League lore and things to do with the characters, obviously Echo's connection with time. I didn't know anything about that. So the whole plot line of Echo's time sort of ability, I had no concept of before watching that bit of the show. So it was a real shock to me to see how much of a part Echo had to play in the end.
Somebody had to do it.
You need not suffer anymore.
Oh, this bit was amazing as well.
Victor has gone from a scientist to a god figure to his followers. Is there a bigger meaning behind this transformation?
Well, it's a small question, I guess.
And your time starts now.
Evolution has a destination, not the combat nature, but the superseded.
I think
so
Victor
many
kind of
good
becomes
lines.
the example of what he wanted to achieve, which is through this technology and these inventions, you can make life better. You can kind of bypass human flaws.
Hextech was supposed to bring magic into the life of the common man, and now it finally can.
The problem about the Hextech is not what it can do, but how it is manipulated and utilized by these very flawed, corrupted, greedy people.
There must be some part of you still in there.
I am more than I ever was.
The last evolution really is to leave behind as much of that humanity as possible, which Jace tries to still reach.
See, for you lot that knew about League and all this kind of stuff, right? So for me, because I didn't know anything about it, I know Victor as the Victor we see in season 1, right? Right at the beginning, you know, when he looks at Jace and he's like, "I'm Victor," you know, that bit. So for me to see Victor become the moose, as I call it, right, as it goes on, is baffling for me. But I suppose for people that know League, to see Victor look normal and human would have been weird, which is so interesting. It's like a complete, you know, opposite effect, which I find really interesting.
Okay, so follow-up question, what are Victor's powers?
His like Chaos Storm. His third arm. A lot of these come from the game. We try to really be authentic with that. There it is. There it is.
See, there seems so much that's been cut out, no? Seems like there's so much that jump cuts. I would have loved to just see an unedited version of this, but anyway. Oh, yeah.
Let's take a minute and talk about all of the characters that we lost in the war between Zon and Piltover.
Okay.
Which death surprised you the most?
Bro, for me, Vi's friend. When he got shot with the arrows.
Allers.
Yeah, that one hurt because he was such a, like...
He's a good guy.
A hunk of a man, bro.
Probably there are a lot of deaths that will surprise our audience. Especially the folks that come from the game side that always have said, oh, surely they will not and cannot. But here we are. Sorry, or you're welcome. To me, the Jace Victor ending was really, to a certain degree, it feels unresolved.
Yeah, see, I feel that as well.
Even though there is like an understanding for them in the end, but I just always feel like more should be said and they should experience more together, but we're not given that time, which I would say that's the most difficult one for me.
That's really interesting that you said that. I'm really surprised you said that. Let me just hear that again. Because he was like, earlier on, he goes, you know, they're dead as well, right? And he seemed hurt by that. And now he said that. I don't think he wanted that to be the plot line, no? It looks like he really didn't like that.
You're welcome. To me, the Jace Victor ending was really, to a certain degree, it feels unresolved. Even though there is like an understanding for them in the end, but I just always feel like more should be said and they should experience more together, but we're not given that time, which I would say that's the most difficult one for me.
Right? He seems hurt by that, like really hurt. That's very interesting, okay. Oh, Mel. Jesus Christ.
We each have our
She is
own
wonderful.
expressions. Yours is quite rare.
Can you talk about Mel's growth throughout Arcane, and can you explain her connection to the Black Rose?
Yeah, go on.
Even now, you hide your true face behind illusions.
Mel offers us an opportunity through her lineage to understand the wider world of Runeterra.
Your power has merit.
But should one want you dead, a simple blade will do nicely.
I think it's true. That certainly, like, Mel's story really introduces the larger world.
You must learn to be both the fox and the wolf.
There's always this question her mom asked for, which is like, are you also ruthless enough to be the wolf, which is required to defend our family and our interest?
A wolf has no mercy.
And Mel in the beginning is just the cunning fox. By the end of it, there is that realization that Mel now is able to make these very drastic and deadly decisions.
You are the wolf.
Ambessa may lose the fight, but in the end she kind of wins because she needed Mel to be ready to take over.
You'd be surprised what you
See,
people
I really like the story between Mel and Ambessa because you often see, if you look at it from almost like a monarchy perspective, the idea of taking someone's lineage or following the bloodline, and we often see that, usually, and I've got no issue with this because there's been some amazing stories told this way, but you usually see it sort of the king and the king's son or the prince, right? It's usually passed down through that male bloodline, which there's nothing wrong with. Don't think this is me making some sort of political statement. I just, to see it not only between Mel and Ambessa, but between Caitlyn and Cassandra, and you see that more maternal bloodline, and the idea of that similar idea of taking on the weight of someone else's empire in one way or another. Now that's on a woman's shoulders after it's been taken over by the mother. You know, I think that's just I really like that. You don't see it done that much, at least for me. It may just be that I've not seen it because of the things that I've watched, but I really liked that more matriarchal element as opposed to a patriarchal element. Just from the perspective of a woman, I loved that sort of idea of decision and consequence from a female perspective, because you don't usually see it. I really like it, actually. And Bess as a character, I do really love, actually. She scares the absolute living shit out of me, but I do like her.
Ambessa may lose the fight, but in the end she kind of wins because she needed Mel to be ready to take over.
You'd be surprised what you can pull off when your life depends on it.
I thought it was going to be the leg
Guys,
bit.
personally, when I signed on to do this, I was 16. So I've grown up watching the process of this show and watching
16.
fans fall in love and debate and argue and fall back in love over what is and what isn't. And so I'd just like to send up a cheers to you guys, all of you guys, and a cheers to you guys too.
That's right.
Because we did this together.
Skål, skål, skål.
Shout out to Arcane, man.
That wraps up the story of Arcane. We hope you enjoyed watching this show as much as we enjoyed being a part of it.
And if you're bummed this story has to come to an end, do not worry. The universe of League of Legends is massive, with many stories yet to be told.
And who knows what comes next?
What was that? Sorry, hang on one sec. What was that between Haley and Ella?
If you're bummed this story has to come to
Ella
an
actually
end,
getting really
do
upset.
not worry. The universe of League of Legends is massive, with many stories yet to be told.
And who knows what comes next in the quest for glorious evolution.
Music has always been a big part of Arcane, and this season we got to work with 21 Pilots. Let's take a look.
Oh,
My
wow.
name's Tyler, and we're here on the set of our music video called The Line. Everyone seems like they know exactly what they're doing, and I just showed up to be pretty and sad and play the piano. The song means a lot to me. It's inspired by my relationship with my grandmother, and she passed recently, and it just seems to be a bit of a connection with the show and the scene that it was meant for. We're really honored to be a part of the Season 2 soundtrack for Arcane.
Wow. Oh, I miss this show so much.
My grandmother, I was there with her when she passed. It was such an impactful moment. If you've ever been close to that event, it really changes your life. The song is made to validate someone's feelings when they watch them go through it. As a songwriter, I always try to channel important moments like that into a song to make sense of it. I want it to feel hopeful.
I love this song so much.
So many emotions sound bad. I just knew that I wanted to provide an equally complex and heavy song to go with it. I hope that the fans of the show grow to love the song as much as I do.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I know of 21 Pilots, but I don't know enough about them in particular. I'd like to learn more about them. Since watching the live performance of The Line, I really want to learn more. He seems very interesting. He's very sort of quiet and reclusive in some ways, like emotionally. I'd like to know more about him and maybe his creative process. He seems
Grow to love
interesting.
the song as much as I do.
You feel it? That buzzing. Behind your
Did it
eyes,
win
the
4
glow.
Emmys?
Pick it all. Boom.
So amazing.
I'm ready.
I really, really hope whatever Riot and Fortiche do next together is going to be just as amazing and just as interesting. I'm sure it will. And like they said, that, you know, Runeterra is a big place. They've got a hell of a lot of other things they can explore. Like I said, I would always want more Arcane. I would have loved more of those stories and those characters. But whatever happens, I just want to I just want to see more of what they have to offer. If you did enjoy this, do give it a thumbs up, always helps out the channel. Subscribe, put notifications on, there's plenty more of this kind of stuff on the way, and I will see you very, very soon. If you want to talk Arcane and all that kind of jazz, best place to go is over to the Discord. We're in there talking all the time, whether it be about Kate Vi, whether Jinx is still alive, or whatever else there is to do with this wonderful show. Best place to come and hang out with us is in there. I'll see you very, very soon. Take very good care of yourself, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.